Doing nothing important here other than swapping an oil pan. Changed this one this morning. Somebody over tightened the living shit out of the drain plug here, and they literally, I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying not to get my phone wet here. But the oil plug, like, they put it on with an impact and bent the living hell out of it. That's why you don't over torque your shit, because one oil change is costing this guy like $400. So yeah, make sure you don't put it more than 23.8 foot-pounds like it asked for. Otherwise, you're gonna have some issues. That's all I can say for now. Like I said, I already swapped the pan. Plus, I like filming what I do just for verification purposes. Nice this way something goes wrong, at least it's on video. So on one day I can account for what I did. If you happen to do the 17 Murano Platinum, there's one bolt you cannot access with a wrench. You need with a ratchet. You absolutely need a 10mm. There's no way to get on it. Where did my bolt cut go? Oh, it's not it. Okay. Okay, that's weird. And always make sure when you do this, I could have paused the video and I apologize if you made it this far and just watched for 3 minutes. The bolt fell in a box. Keep note that you're keeping track of where these go. You lose them and screw. You know how hard it is to find bolts for an oil pan? Especially on a clunker. We got cameras in here and I was able to go find where it went, but you don't usually get lucky like that. Now the easy part. And, well, that's pretty much all there is to it. And I guess that'll be the fucking one. I was hoping that fucking filter was gonna be brand new, but it's not. It was just a quick and simple 2-minute job when I started. Just for the record, you shouldn't have to use these to take a filter off. If you do, they were over tightened. The problem with this car is the Hulk did it. And in other words, I did it. Over tightened it like no tomorrow. See how good the oil pan went? I needed a freaking tap to do it. Shouldn't go that bad. It does. Welcome to Northern Ontario. Okay, this better grab. Oh, I think just had an oil change literally 2 weeks ago. Now I gotta change it again. I'll use a rag, clean my hands, and I'll use my gloves to put it on. That was retarded. Hindsight is, at least my boss came in to help me, because normally he never does when he's off. I got lucky today. He even brought me a coffee. I hope I don't get coffee ready because the radio's playing. Alright, now I just need to hop on the computer really quick and get the oil spec. People, quit torquing the living shit out of your fucking oil cap. You shouldn't have to use a pair of these to take it off. Idiots. This is something else you gotta love. When a freaking car company doesn't put that little white sticker on the hood, so now you gotta go guess at what engine it is. Finally got the information. It only took half an hour. So for these cars, for the Muranos, Platinum V6, this one requires 4.9 quarts. I'm gonna go ahead and put 5.6 just because it needs the extra oil to fill the oil pan. So I'm gonna put an extra 0.7 of a liter in it just to fill it up. Then after that, it would be the normal 5.1 liter oil change. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And yeah, if you ever seen one of these Carlisle filters right here and thought to yourself, should I get it? You know, with the little hose and the filter, get it. This screws right into most motor heads. Don't spill any. That's why you get the attachment. Oh, it went through. Cap that off. Filter works surprisingly well. No bullshit. You shouldn't have to do this. Always soak your latch so your hood latch doesn't stick. Now check the pan and see if that leaks. You're lucky I didn't record the full duration. The entire oil pan takes 90 minutes total. I could have did it the full way, but I decided to do it once I already had the pan off. Just to add into the equation, if you're wondering what I did at the start, you're going to need a giant ass pry bar. Anyways, I don't know what I did with the bar that I used, but anyways, you need a big pry bar. What you're going to do is just go right on the engine mount, just put it right in there, pry as hard as you can, pop it down. You need a big bar to do it, and that's it. Or if you got 2 little screwdrivers, just walk it off. But it's easier with the big pry bar. And I'm just going to verify that the oil is up to the top level, and I'm pretty sure that's all there is to do. You kidding me? Hang on a second. Always got a shop light, can't find freaking people. God, every time I try to do this. Alright. Now I just gotta verify. I went in to get a flashlight and a customer showed up. That's my luck. All I needed was a flashlight so I could find this hole right here. Come on, Nissan, do better with your dipsticks. It said 5.3, I put 5.4. Dang near perfect. Give it a little splash more and she's good to go. So yeah, 5.1 regular oil change. After the initial oil change, it's 5.1 liters for 100 clicks. There we go. That's why you always make sure you verify your oil levels. So it's got a bad rubber seal. I just realized. And that's why the cap is sticking. It's got this little rubber seal right here. That's the problem. But yeah. Somebody said it might take 5.5, and it did take 5.5. So for the record, use 5.5. And that's that. And I just made $240. Just for my own records, I wiped the residual oil, so if anything's leaking, it's coming from somewhere else. And just like that, it is now officially 4 o'clock on Friday, and considering it's the weekend, this was my final job for the day. I am officially done.